Welcome to my YouTube channel once again, and today I'm going to share just the challenges we are facing in aquaculture, or otherwise try to look into how are we going to go about it. If you have not watched my previous video, please do, because they have very important information that's contributing to today's episode. And right away, let me start, and I will start with one of the challenge that we are facing in this industry that has hindered it from rapid growth is the issue of high cost of production. And this includes coming up with infrastructure, equipment, inputs, just to make sure that an aquaculture business is running is very, very expensive, because each and everything you do, each and every input you intend to do, it includes a lot of money, whether it is pond construction, whether it is tank maybe purchase, whether it is equipment purchase, whether it is now the feed you are going to use in your system, whether it is the fish you are going to buy. So generally it requires good amount of money for you to start up an aquaculture business and is to run. So what I normally encourage my clients is just please make sure that you start from somewhere or start small as you focus on commercializing or expanding your business in the future. Another thing or another challenge I'm looking at, which is also a thorn in our society today, is the issue of poor quality fingerlings. You find like we have few certified aquaculture hatcheries, and you know, when a person is looking for a certificate or a certification, they normally do or adhere to the standard. Once they acquire the certificate, then it becomes another story. So you find like people might tell you they do have monosex fingerlings, they do have, or sometimes they tell you it is fingerlings, but instead when you order, you find like it is fries, or either they are not monosex. After 3 to 4 months, you start seeing a lot of fingerlings in your pond. This is just because you acquired from a poor quality parents, which I encourage my clients, before even you start acquiring the fingerlings, please visit these hatcheries. Don't tell them that you are going to do aquaculture or you are going to do grow out. Just assume you are a startup, and then ask about maybe how long do the broodstock stayed in that farm. Try to find out the history of these farms so that you ensure you don't get a Generation Z from a broodstock that has stayed for over 10 years, and the system or the hatchery, they are saying that they are claiming that they are providing quality fingerlings. Another thing you are supposed to be looking into is also the feed. There is a lot of companies that are coming up to produce feed, but I will tell you for free, as much as feed forms 70% of your production, then it means you are going to take this area very seriously by acquiring quality feeds. And this is based on, sometimes you might see a sack being written like crude protein is 40, but it is very expensive to do to acquire some of these protein sources. So this has made production feed to be very expensive, and thus it is very important for you either to look into other ways you are going to solve this problem, or if you are going for the commercial feed, then try to research, visit some of these farmers that are using different kind of feeds, find out the growth rate of these fish, or also you can also invest in doing proximate analysis just to ensure that the kind of feeds you are buying, they have the right crude protein, or they have the right nutrient characteristics. Another thing you are going to face in terms of this aquaculture business also is the issue of electricity. You might find like this is going to cost you a lot of money, especially those people who are doing either RAS systems, or you have invested in commercial aquaculture, because there is a lot of power that's being used in this system. So you end up paying a lot of electricity. So I always encourage people, if you are in a position and if it can help, please go away of solar, where you are going to reduce the cost of production by using just renewable energy, that is sun. Another thing or another challenge I normally look into it as very critical in our production is the issue of water quality, and this might be as a result of maybe you have employed talents who normally freeze your fish, and one of the things that brings into the deterioration of this water quality is lack of monitoring, or sometimes you find like overfeeding or fertilizing too much. So I always tell my clients, I know there is standards, there is also procedures that will guide you to ensure that you are doing the right thing. Above all, ensure that you do your daily water quality monitoring, just to ensure that you don't have excess algae in your pond, or there's a lot of accumulation of ammonia in your system, or neither does your water quality or oxygen depletes. You ensure that you do enough exchange or also aeration of your water quality to avoid sudden death of your fish. Another thing I'm looking at is the issue of market. For example, if I'm doing a hatchery, I might have supplied to my clients. All of them have stocked the ponds, and for them to come back to me, it means they are going to stay for 6 months. And for these 6 months, what am I going to be doing all along? So one thing you need to understand is that you should have a system that will now bring about your regular supply. You can either also venture into doing training in your area, or also expand to other areas. If you are dealing with one county, you just do more counties, or you do national wide. Also utilize the digital platform just to market your products, to ensure that there is that constant supply, or also your business is in the movement. Another thing I'm looking at is the issue of advice. Sometimes we get wrong advices from wrong people, and this one I will insist, because whether you like it or not, if you get advice from a wrong person, then it means they are going to mess your business. So I always tell you, please make sure that you do research, you do obtain information from different people, just to be 100% sure that whatever is being said by your expert is the right thing to do, or it is the right plan to implement, just to avoid that issue of like people gambling with your business. Because remember, in business, if you lose, then it means you are going to lose a lot of money, or it is going to take you sometimes before you regain that loss. So ensure that you do the proper thing in terms of now the advice, or also I will encourage you to acquire the right talents, people who are ready to innovate things, to bring up ideas, people who are ready to find out solutions to problems, people who are ready to research into issues, so that to help you promote or develop quality business and also have that fast growth. The last thing that I need to talk about today is the issue of now the sustainability. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of people might think like selling to more people or having a lot of customers is sustainability, but that's not sustainability. Sometimes assume today your system maybe have a major problem, and you intend maybe to close for some time that system. What are you going to do with your customers? Do you have plan B? Because at the end of the day, people just look into, I do have a farm and the farm is running very well. Or tomorrow, you lose all of your customers because of rumors, or either because of someone decided to spoil your business name. What do you do in that scenario? So this is what I talk about. Sustainability should be always having a plan to ensure that at the end of the day, your business things operate, whether circumstances comes whereby it calls for maybe closure, or there's any other problem that is maybe putting a lot of pressure to your business. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and please make sure you subscribe and like and share.